Hey guys, welcome to the JB Show. As always, we'll get to our sponsor. The sponsor is My Fulfillment Team, a state-of-the-art inventory processing. You source, we process, you profit. They'll receive, store, prep, pack, ship, and Amazon Plus. Anything that you send into Amazon or your own website or Walmart platform, they can ship those items for you. They can bubble it, they can label it, bundle it, anything that you need to do. Box content, everything. They have their own state-of-the-art software. They're family-owned and operated for 8+ years. Millions of items processed. Never touch your inventory again. Automate your process. Pay for only the services you need. Guys, check them out at www.myfulfillmentteam.com. This is show number 109. My guest today is my good friend Neil Lanson. Neil was back on my show in 2017. It's been a couple of years since I've talked to and seen what he was doing with Merch Informer. I know he's got a lot of cool things that he's doing with it now. He's been doing it for a while. Knows his stuff, guys. I'm really excited to introduce him. Again, I have with me Neil Lanson. And Neil, like I said, I've known Neil now for over 2 years. He was on my show. It's hard to believe it's been over 2 years since Neil's been on my show. And he's doing great things with Merch Informer. And he's real excited about being here. He has a small presentation, but he's going to do a lot of Q&A with you as well. I don't know if you guys are done any print-on-demand type stuff, but this is a big topic a lot of people are doing. And the great thing about print-on-demand is that you don't have to carry inventory if you don't want to. You can actually just find the designs and have them printed on. And who better to tell you about that more than Neil Lanson? Neil, it's been a while since you be here. Why don't you
it's been a while
and tell my audience about you.
Cool. So, well, thank you for having me back. It's been 2017, you said, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. Anyways, my name is Neil Lanson. Got started in the internet marketing industry, if you will, in college, looking for any way to get out of my 9-to-5, which really wasn't a 9-to-5. My college job was pushing shopping carts at Target for a whole $8 an hour, so that was just not very fun. So anyways, I started out doing a bunch of affiliate marketing, building large content websites, so on and so forth. But eventually, I kind of got dragged over to the Amazon side of things. Started FBA. Back when I started FBA was before I knew that any of these, Facebook groups, masterminds, any of this even existed. I didn't know anyone in the space at all. So as soon as I actually started FBA, I jumped right into private label. I bought things from China. I had them delivered here, and over again, they got stuck in customs because I didn't know exactly what I was doing. I didn't have anyone to reach out to. And I did okay for a while, but I just got so frustrated with FBA in general just because, I didn't know how to deal with people jumping on my listings. I didn't know how to deal with all of my product getting stuck in customs. And one day, someone sends me a message with a link to a TechCrunch article that says that Amazon is launching this brand new platform called Merch by Amazon. And all you had to do was upload design files. So when I say design files, I literally mean just like a PNG image. And that they would take that image and put it on clothing for you for sale on Amazon. When that image sells on, say, a T-shirt or something like that, they would print it, they would ship it, they would deal with the customers once the customers got the product. And in the end, Amazon just gives me money for uploading and selling that product. And I don't have to touch anything else. So when that happened, I got pretty excited. I'm not a designer by any means. I can barely draw a stick figure. But I threw some simple things together, uploaded them to Merch by Amazon, and within a week, I started making sales because, as we all know, Amazon has a ton of traffic. And once those sales kind of came in, I noticed, hey, this is a real opportunity here. I can build this up. And then from there, I started outsourcing to designers on, say, Upwork or onlinejobs.ph, and kind of grew it from there. But if we back up just a second, that kind of started to engulf my entire life. I was doing research, figuring out what customers buy, what do they want to buy, what are they purchasing at, what do they like, what do they not like. So I was just spending all my time on this business versus any of the other business I was running at the time. And that kind of led to us creating Merch Informer, which now is like a tool for everything you would need for your Merch by Amazon business. But when we first started, it was just a way for me to kind of free up some of my time so I could use it on other businesses that I was running. John lost you for a second. Keep going. He'll be back soon. All right, guys. So sorry about that. Let's go. If I can actually show you this, let me see if I can share my screen more. I don't think I can. So I will just go on to why you should sign up for Merch by Amazon. So if you guys go over to Google and type in Merch by Amazon, it's going to be the first result. So merch.amazon.com. You'll see a nice landing page there. If you are doing FBA or any of the other businesses that there are on Amazon, it's literally free. There's zero startup costs to get ready and sign up and upload your first product. So there's no overhead. You don't have to pay for product. You don't have to hire anyone. So if you're watching this and holding zero inventory and dealing with zero customers sounds like the greatest thing ever, which is what I thought when I first heard of it. Go to merch.amazon.com and just click sign up. You have to request an invitation, but it's literally probably the easiest sign up process ever. You're going to go. It's going to ask you for your business information. It's going to ask you, so your business information is just your name, your address, your phone number, stuff you should already know. It's going to ask you for your tax information. So if you're an LLC, if you're a sole proprietorship, you're going to want to have your EIN number or your social security number. So just do this quick tax interview. And finally, it's basically just going to ask you like why or what experience do you have? Why should you actually join? So if you are already a seller on Amazon, highly recommend you just put down that you're a seller, you stick to the rules, you're really excited about the new opportunity, so on and so forth. And probably within, I would say, maybe 7 days to 2 weeks, you'll get accepted. They accept pretty much everyone that's not trying to abuse their system. So make sure to go and sign up. And once you're signed up, you can actually continue watching this, and we'll go through all of the good stuff. I'll show you some products and everything. Let me go down here and see if I can. I want to share my screen with you guys. All right. There we go. All right, can you guys, I actually cannot see. All right, can you guys see my screen all right or not? Sorry about this, guys. It's brought the screen down so I can't really see anything here. All right, well, I will just keep going, and hopefully you guys can see everything. I am not seeing the Zoom window.
Yes, they're saying they can see everything.
Okay, cool. I don't know where my Zoom window went, or how to make it big again. Let's see. All right, well, I will just continue going here. If you guys don't know how much traffic Amazon gets, there's this really cool website called similarweb.com. But I already have this open. You guys can see there's 2.15 billion visits every month, so that's pretty impressive. And why I like to start, if you're going to go on to print on demand, which is what Merch by Amazon is, starting on Amazon is the easiest way possible. So here is the landing page for Merch by Amazon that I was talking about a little bit earlier, merch.amazon.com, and you want to just go down here and click Request Invitation. All right, so let me open this up. So Merch by Amazon, if I back up, this is the TechCrunch article that I was showing you. You see it's released September 30th, 2015. When they first launched it, it was actually kind of directed at app developers. They thought, hey, what a great way to get app developers to make more money. You can put ads in the game or a game or some sort of app that you've developed and make money. But people like me realized that you can actually upload stuff and not be an app developer, and it would be for sale on Amazon. You could take advantage of that 2.15 billion visits a month and start earning money from that. So that's why I signed up. So Merch by Amazon broken down first thing you want to do is sign up. And the second thing you want to do is create a design. So when I say design, guys, I'm talking about literally just PNG files. Let me go ahead and I'll show you exactly what I mean here. So here is a design I've had made. It says, "I'd smoke that." An illustrator did this. It's not exactly my work, but I paid someone for this. I paid someone, I think, $5 to have them draw this out. But this is a design. It's literally just a PNG file that you can upload to Amazon, and they will put it on a bunch of different products. So once you've signed up and you have an account, you want to get some designs created. We're going to go over that in a bit. But literally all you'll do after that is you will upload your PNG files, and then a customer purchases the item. So they'll find it on Amazon, depending on what keywords you put in, what title you give it, so on and so forth. And then when you make a sale, there's zero inventory beforehand. So they literally just put it on a product. There's no inventory sitting in a warehouse, nothing like that. As soon as a sale is made, that's when Amazon will print the product, package the product, ship the product. And at the very end, they literally just give you a royalty. You don't have to deal with anyone or anything, which is my favorite part of this entire business. And, you know, not only is the no inventory thing one of my favorite parts, but there's no overhead. So almost all of the royalty that I get is pure profit. And I've been doing, you know, over 6 figures a year just from selling t-shirts and sweatshirts and everything on Amazon since it began in 2015. So I signed up a little bit afterwards, so 2016 and onwards. Probably one of my favorite businesses out there. So the best part about uploading these images, so once you have a PNG, if I just show you guys here again, here's my PNG, okay? It's literally just an image file. When you upload that file to Amazon, all right, this could be just text-based. It could just say your name. So if your name is, you know, Tom, you could just put Tom and upload that to Amazon. That would be for sale to everyone in the US. It's going to be for sale to everyone in the United Kingdom, and it's going to be for sale for everyone in Germany. So currently there's 3 marketplaces, US, Germany, and the UK. Definitely a lot of opportunity there, but once you upload that single file, it's going to put it on multiple products. So you're going to have 2 types of t-shirts, long sleeves, sweatshirts, V-neck t-shirts. So I guess that's 3 types of t-shirts. Hoodies, zip hoodies, pop sockets, you know, those little weird things that you put on your phone. It's going to take that one file and create like 13 different products for you. So instead of holding any inventory, you need one file is multiple products that you put up on Amazon, which gives you a wider spread to sell to the audience that's up there. Hey, John, welcome back. Let's see here. So multiple products, 0 customer service. A lot of those products can be pushed to the UK and Germany. So not only are you selling the majority of those products in the US, but you'll also be able to push them over to, you know, other marketplaces, with more coming soon. So if you go and you look at, say, jobs at Amazon, you'll notice that a lot of job openings are starting to open up in other marketplaces outside of the US and the UK. All right, so let's go over here. If you don't have an account, free to sign up. Head over to merch.amazon.com. I already went over this a little bit. You're going to need your business info, so your name, your banking info. I think I forgot to mention that. So we all want to be paid. So grab a check, grab a blank check, something like that, and your tax info. If you want to stand the best chance of getting accepted, if you guys have a website of any sort, make sure to enter that down there. Make sure you completely fill out all the questions they ask. It shouldn't take more than, say, 5 minutes. It's basically 1 or 2 questions. But we have a article on the Merch Informer blog, so merchinformer.com/blog. It'll be there, and you can visit that later, which will help you sign up. So let's get into what I actually care about, which is once you have your account, we need to figure out what we're going to sell people. Okay, it's just like doing private label or figuring out what people want to buy on Amazon. It's really important that we understand a few Amazon metrics and how to do research. So there's 3 Amazon metrics that you need to keep in mind for these print-on-demand goods, okay? Best sellers rank, which if you're an Amazon seller, you probably have an idea what that is. Reviews on a product, that's very important, and the price. So outside of that, there's really not much else you need to worry about. But let me give you a live example here. So merchresearch.com is where we're going to head over to next. So let's go. So merchresearch.com is going to open up this page that you can see here. This is going to open up. This is what I suggest people start with. You know, what sells on Amazon? What are people buying on Amazon? Head over to merchresearch.com. You want to enter in a phrase, any phrase. So let's just type in dog, and you'll be able to search t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, and long sleeves. But what this is going to do is it's going to open a new tab, and it's going to show you just Merch by Amazon t-shirts or just Merch by Amazon hoodies. So we entered in a keyword, dog, for example. Let's figure out if people are actually purchasing Merch by Amazon print-on-demand goods in the dog space. So we'll click go, and it will open up all of these. Okay, there's over 20,000 results, and I'm assuming if we go down here to say the third page, it's going to be bigger. Yep, now there's over 50,000 results. All right. And the first thing I'm doing when I'm coming through here is I'm looking at the designs. I'm looking at how many reviews it has. So this right here is a perfect example. It says, "It was me. I let the dogs out." Okay, just text. There's no design. We don't need to overcomplicate this. You know, lots of people buy text-based design. So this person, whoever this is, opened up Photoshop, Illustrator, the Merch Informer Designer, any kind of design program. They typed out, "It was me, I let the dogs out," and they saved it as a PNG. They uploaded it to Amazon, and here it is for sale. So going back to the metrics that I was talking about, I like to look at three things. One is the reviews. The more reviews something has, clearly the more it's sold in the past. You're going to see a lot of shirts that don't have reviews. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's not selling or that people are not interested. It might mean that it's a new product. It might mean that it's sold a few times, but it hasn't had a review yet. You know, the review rate on Amazon, very, very, very low. The second thing I like to look at is pricing. So $19.99 is the typical price for a Merch by Amazon shirt. That can go down to, I believe it's $13.07. If you price it $13.07 and it sells, you will get a $0 royalty. So the higher you price your shirt and it sells, the more money that you get in your pocket. But another thing to keep in mind when thinking about that is the higher price a shirt is, typically the less of them you're going to sell and the less reviews you're going to get because you're not selling volume. So anywhere in between, say, $13 to $20 is going to depend on your market, what people are buying, and what is really out there. So after I've taken a look at the reviews, after I've taken a look at the price here, I'll scroll down. I'm looking at the product description down here. And then I want to look at the Amazon bestsellers rank, all right? So this number right here is in clothing, shoes, and jewelry. And typically in this category, outside of Q4, okay, so a normal month outside of Q4, about 100,000 bestsellers rank is going to equate to around one sale per day. So if we're going to be looking for evergreen design, something that's going to sell today, something that's going to sell next week, something that's going to sell during Christmas, all throughout the year, I'm looking for things around 100,000 BSR or above. But we don't want to go too far above because, I mean, something that says, say, 30 million BSR may be sold once in clothing in the last couple months. So keeping that in mind, you know, it doesn't need to be complicated when you create these designs for Merch by Amazon. So all this is it's literally two little sentences here typed out in a design program. Really, really, really easy. But let's go and let's actually do some more research in the dog niche here. So back to Merch Research, okay? Searching for the dog keyword. And you're going to see all of these dog shirts, right? Tons of different sub-niches. A lot of them don't have reviews. Some of them do have one reviews. You'll see the first line is all Disney shirts. So this is a brand. If you see a brand on Amazon, it does not mean that you can go out and copy that brand. That's probably going to get you in a lot of trouble, get you kicked off Amazon. You know, we're playing in their sandbox. We want to be careful. We want to be unique. I can't stress that enough.
Yeah, you're going to be getting those IP complaints.
Yep. Well, see, with Merch by Amazon, you're not actually the seller of record. Amazon.com is the seller of record because they're the ones printing the T-shirts. They're the ones shipping. So Amazon is very risk averse, as we probably all know. So instead of them giving you an IP complaint, they'll just take your product down and send you an email that says, hey, this was, someone complained about this, work it out with the rights owner. But they do not play around with IP. So coming down here, here's another great example. This is something that anyone here could have created in 10 seconds or less. Everything I own is covered in dog hair. Literally one sentence. They type that out, 5 seconds, upload it to Merch by Amazon, maybe another 30 seconds. 2 reviews, $18 price point, and down here it has a 2 million bestsellers rank. So it hasn't sold in a while, but we know that these reviews down here are verified purchases. So it has sold in the past, and they've made money off of this design, which is very, very easy. But in the end, if you're trying to come up with designs, I'd start at merchresearch.com. So that is a good way to enter in whatever you're thinking about, any random keyword entered in there. And then you can actually go through the products, see if they have reviews, see if their bestsellers rank is low or not. That's going to signal to you that, hey, people on Amazon are interested in this niche, in the dog niche. They're buying those products, and the seller is making money. Because at the end of the day, we all want to make money. But it's very important that when you're doing your research, let's say you found that the dog niche is clearly a money maker for people. How do we come up with, unique phrases, right? Because we don't want to copy anyone else. We don't want to make our own design that says everything I own is covered in dog hair. One of my favorite ways to do that is actually to search on Pinterest over here. So I already have a Pinterest thing open. And I'm just going to type in funny dog quote and see what pops up. All right. And let's see here. Wake up, hug dog. That's not very good English. Have a good day. Let's see. All you need is love and a dog. I'm looking for something that I know isn't on Merch by Amazon or that we can check. Let's see. Here's one. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it says, you're not fat. You're just a little bit husky. Let me open that up. That's a completely different product. Thank you, Pinterest. But it says, you're not fat. You're just a little husky. Okay. So if you were to create a design that said something similar to that, would it be on Amazon? The first thing we're going to do, head back over to merchresearch.com, and let's enter part of that phrase, which was just a little husky. So we'll type in just a little husky, and we'll see, hey, is it on Amazon? Okay. Yeah, it is on Amazon. There's 522 results, and we can see that, look, there are a few shirts, just like I was imagining when I was doing my research. It looks like it has 1 rating. It's priced at $16. Pretty simple design here, okay? Now, I'm not a designer. I could not draw that dog. John, I don't know if you could draw that dog, but I'm guessing not. but we could all type this out, right? And maybe pay someone on the side a couple of dollars to draw a dog and include it in a design. But we scroll down here, we'll notice, this is 2.5 million BSR. Hasn't sold in a while, but it has a review, so we know that it has sold and this designer made money. Going back to Pinterest, let's try to find something that actually isn't on Amazon, because remember, it's very, very easy to sell products on Amazon if you're not competing with tens of thousands of people. If you're in a niche that is proven to be a seller. So we've already seen that the dog niche as a whole, the broad dog niche, is popular. People are buying in it. There's tons of different products. So we know if we can come to market with a dog design that doesn't have that phrase on Amazon, then we can actually get in front of the right customers. So going back over here, let's try to find something. John, if you have a random phrase or idea, or if anyone in the chat does, let me know. Dogs are angels full of poop. Okay, let's search that. Dogs are angels full of poop. Okay, we'll search T-shirts. Now, if I spelled that correctly, okay, it looks like I did. There's 0 results on Amazon for that phrase. So if you wanted to be unique in a very, very large niche, all you would have to do is open up any type of, photo editor, Photoshop, Illustrator. I mean, you could even use Paint. Merch Informer, in the back end of Merch Informer, we have a designer as well, which I can show you in a minute. You can literally just type that phrase out without any drawings and upload that PNG file to Amazon. So that is literally the research process broken down as easy as I can possibly make it. Find out what people are selling, make sure that people are actually buying it, and then offer the market unique products. So at the end of the day, 3 steps, and that's really all there is to it.
Hey, another great way, Neil, that they could do that is they can go into groups, and go into a dog group and see what people are actually talking about. And actually, you can get words right from what they're talking about and put that on a shirt so that you know that it's a highly talked about subject and what the words are that you're looking at. A lot of people are talking about it, so it makes it a lot easier when it's almost like keywording.
Yep, and another thing that I've done in the past is if you go into, say, a large group that's owned by dogs, you can just post into the group. So if we're talking about Facebook groups, you can just ask them what they'd actually want. Be like, hey guys, I'm starting a clothing brand, centered around husky dogs. What do you guys think would be funny, or what would you wear on the shirt? And everyone is willing to share their opinion with you. You'll get hundreds of comments if the group is big enough. So let me go. So, okay, let me just create a design real quick. So here's the Merch Informer designer. This is a drag and drop designer that we have in the back end of Merch Informer, which is the software company that I run. Let me just create this design. So what was the phrase? All right, dogs are angels full of poop is the phrase, okay? We're going to come over here. We're going to pick a font. We're going to make it look decent. All right. And we're going to make this white. This is literally how fast this is, guys. Okay. All right. Here's my design. We'll put that down a little bit more. Okay. Make sure everything's in there. We'll download it. All right. So if you guys can see this, here is my PNG file that I can upload to Merch by Amazon, okay? Literally that fast. One sentence, I can upload it to Merch by Amazon just to get started, and that's really as easy as it is. So if I bring this back over here, we talked about all this stuff, be unique. Pinterest, really, really good opportunity to find new phrases. Merch Informer actually has a module. I can show you guys that in a bit. But that basically will allow you to, instead of just searching random phrases on Pinterest, it's going to allow you to sort them by what people find funny or what are sharing. But we can talk about that in a bit. I want to talk about creating a listing. Okay, so I know when you are uploading, private label products or doing FBA, it is a lot more complicated than uploading a listing on Merch by Amazon. So this is what it looks like. This is all the information that you need to fill out. You need to put a brand. So your brand can be anything you want. If I was doing a brand, I could literally put down, Neil's Teas, and that would be my brand. You can come up with something that sounds relatively brand-like in the niche you're going into. So, we're going into the dog niche in the example I showed. So it could be something along the lines of, funny dog jokes. That could be your brand name. So really, anything you think of that's relevant, sounds like a brand, you can put in there. Second thing you're going to do is give it a title. Now, what makes a good title on Merch by Amazon? A good title on Merch by Amazon is going to explain exactly what your shirt, like describing the design on the shirt. So if we go back to this design, which I know you guys cannot see that well because it's a transparent background, the title of the shirt on Amazon, I would literally just copy and paste exactly what's on the shirt. So my title would be Dogs Are Angels Full of Poop. That's it. Now what Amazon's going to do when you upload these products, which are design files, they're going to append at the end of your title what the product is. Because remember, when you upload a PNG, it's going to go out to t-shirts, hoodies, pop sockets. Amazon will do that all for you. So all you need to do when you're doing the title, just describe what the actual t-shirt is. If it's a motorcycle shirt, you might say, funny motorcycle biker, and then they would put t-shirt at the end. So it would say funny motorcycle biker t-shirt. So all you have to do for the design title, just enter what's on the design. Now you have two little bullet points here. These are going to be the product features. They show up on the actual page. So if we go back to this right here, all right, so Merch by Amazon is going to put this bullet point in there, what the shirt is made out of. They're going to say that it's imported. It's printed in the USA for the most part, but the shirts themselves are probably imported. It's going to put this bullet point in there, and it's going to put this one in there that says yada yada, classic fit, so on and so forth. But the two bullet points that you can fill out are going to show up right here. And this person says, check out all our humor, blah, 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 tees for any occasion of the day. And they're going to say awesome tees for so on and so forth. This is not what you want to do when you put products up on Merch by Amazon. The two bullet points that you can fill out, so if I bring this back here, these two key features right here, you have 256 characters to enter in keywords, okay, because there's no back-end keywords like there is in Seller Central. The keywords that you are going to rank for need to be either in your title or your bullet points. So let's figure out what kind of keywords people are using. So if you come up with, say, dog or dog jokes, something like that, you want to put those in a sentence form that when you read it out loud to yourself, it sounds good, it makes sense, you don't stumble over your words. But these two bullet points are where you actually want to sell the customer. Why do they want your product? Why should they buy this specific design? So I might say something along the lines of, this funny dog joke design is a great gift for the dog mom at Christmas time. Fairly simple. You can say it out loud. You don't stumble over your words. So come up with two of those bullet points, okay, where you can sell the customer on why they want this design. And the keywords you use in those bullet points are what's going to help you rank, as well as the keywords you use in the title, which if the title is related to what's on the shirt, that's going to help it rank even further. And what I always do for the description is I literally just copy and paste in a product feature bullet point here, because the description does not help with ranking products on Merch by Amazon. The only place it shows up is the meta description on Google. So keep that in mind, or it's going to show up on a mobile device if someone is shopping on Amazon mobile. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 boxes that you fill out, which you can fill out in a couple seconds if you're a decent typer. And you don't see it on this screen, but there's going to be like a review button down here in the right. And you just click on that, and Amazon will review the product and put it live probably within 30 minutes for someone to buy. So super, super easy. Let's see, what else do I have down here? So you'll notice in the back end of Merch by Amazon, you're not going to have these two little buttons unless you have signed up for Merch Informer or you're using our software. What these buttons are going to do is it's going to actually check trademarks, check your title, your bullet points, your description, to make sure that any of the phrases that you use are not trademarked. And if they are, they're going to give you links to them. So for example, let's say for the title, I put funny dog Nike. For some reason, I put Nike in the description or the title. It's going to highlight that and say, hey, this is a trademarked word in the clothing category, so that you can remove it and you don't get any IP claims against you, because like John said earlier, Amazon does not play around with intellectual property. If you put a phrase in here that is trademarked in clothing, and it doesn't matter if your shirt has nothing to do with that phrase, maybe you just slipped it into the product features and it happens to be trademarked, Amazon's either going to reject it right away, which means it never goes live, or it might go live and in 5 months from now, they will take your product down and give a strike against your account. So no one wants that to happen. Let me actually show you how to do all of this manually. So let me see. We'll go to the USPTO. Okay, this is the United States Patent and Trademark Office, and we're looking for something called TESS. I usually just search this manually. Trademarks, where are you? Why am I not seeing it? All right, let me just Google TESS. Okay, the Trademark Electronic Search System is what you're trying to get to, which is right here. This website looks like it's straight out of the 80s. That's our government for you, I guess. But if you want to search for trademarks, make sure that the products that you're putting up are not trademarked. Anything on the design is not trademarked. Or anything you write in your bullets or title, you want to type in TESS, which is the Trademark Electronic Search System. And you'll come down here to something that says Basic Word Mark Search. Okay? So you see that I have some searches down here. Let's say you have a shirt that says, "Someone in Texas loves me." Okay? Pretty simple. No one would think that that's trademarked. So you enter in a phrase here, and you'll go ahead and click Submit Query. And you'll see a big jumbled mess that when I first started, I had no idea what any of this meant. So bear with me for a second. Every time that you submit a trademark application to the government, they're going to give you a serial number. Okay, so you submit a trademark application, you say, hey, I want to trademark this phrase, this good. Trademark represents source. So if I said just do it, you would know that the source of that is clearly Nike. Okay, so every time you submit an application, the government's going to give you a serial number. It doesn't mean that it's completed. It doesn't mean that you have the trademark yet. It has to go through a process where the government lawyers take a look at it, so on and so forth. And once you get the trademark, once it's given to you, it's a live trademark, that's when you're going to get a registration number. So we'll see that the second one down here has a serial number. It has a registration number. Here is the word mark here. Someone in Texas loves me, 2 exclamation points, and it is a live trademark. But we're not done yet, so let's go ahead and click on this. We know this is a live trademark, okay? We need to make sure that this is not a live trademark in the clothing category. This could be a live trademark in beverages. We're not selling beverages. This could be a live trademark on, socks right down here. We're not selling socks. If we were, we would want to make sure that we don't actually put that on socks because then we would be infringing. But 025 is the category that trademarks for clothing are in. And then we can take a look through here. What's it trademarked for? So this phrase right here with 2 exclamation points is trademarked for baby rompers, hats, so on, so forth, right here. Okay, now we have a problem. All right, so this is trademarked for t-shirts, tank tops, long sleeve and short sleeve t-shirts. So that's a product that we sell. All of that means that we cannot use this on Merch by Amazon. Okay, if this person were to come and complain to Amazon, or Amazon's already got it in the system, it means they'd kick that product back if we tried to put this on a t-shirt, and we would be out of luck, possibly with a strike against our account, and no one wants that. But let's say you're doing some research, you don't see t-shirts in here, you're not really sure, can you use this phrase, can you not? You want to click on the TSDR button, which will bring up a page that looks like this. And this is going to give you a lot more information. So you can come down here and see, okay, here's the phrase under mark information. Here's all the stuff it's trademarked for in the 025 class. Remember, 025 is going to be the clothing category when it comes to trademarks. We can also come down here and see, who owns this? Big Boy Music Incorporated. So they're a corporation. They're an actual company. So they might actually come after you. Okay. There's prosecution history here. Now, if I back up real quick, the reason I know that this is trademarked is because I put up a shirt that says someone in Texas loves me probably a year or 2 ago. It went up, it started selling, and then wouldn't you know it, Amazon sent me a nice email that said, hey, we've taken that product down, work it out with the rights holder. Okay? I was kind of upset about that, but they do have a trademark, so on and so forth, which is why we built some trademark tools inside of Merch Informer. So let me just find that shirt that I had open. Actually, let's see if there's any on Amazon. So merchresearch.com. Someone, if I can spell, someone in Texas loves me. Someone in Houston loves me. Okay, so people have started switching it up, right? Let's see here. Someone in Houston loves me. This one does not say someone in Texas loves me, so they're kind of getting around that trademark. But we built these tools here, so if you were to click the Merch Informer trademark check, which I have actually uninstalled from this browser, it would actually go through here and highlight any of these that became trademarked. But that is what you would want to do. We go back to test. This is where you want to start your process when you are uploading. I know it's not fun. I know no one wants to go through all of this stuff, but it's really important to protect your business. So just to give you one more example, if you came back here to test and you typed in a phrase, I'm just going to use Nike to demonstrate, and it shows you that there are 166 different records here. So you would want to come through, and all the ones that have a registration number are live trademarks. You want to come through here and look at every single one of them to make sure that it's clothing, okay? Because this is a word mark, and it is for computer software and a bunch of other stuff. I don't see clothing in that one, so you'd want to go back. Go down the list. Is this one for clothing? No, this is contract manufacturing. It gets very, 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 very tedious to go through here and check every single mark there is, which is why we built the trademark tools into Merch Informer. But just keep in mind, if you're going to do the Merch by Amazon business, you have to be well-versed or at least understand how to use this antiquated system to make sure that you are within the rules of Amazon, you're not making it harder for them, and that you are not infringing on anyone's intellectual property. So I think that's pretty much all I have. If there are any questions, let's bring this back up. Yeah, we went over the USPTO test searches. We went over some examples. Questions?
Facebook.
Let's see.
All right. So
Wait.
we have a question from Wendy,
All right.
and I have some more questions too. We'll get into, but does this count even if you don't use explanation points? I'm assuming yes. What if someone files for a trademark after you have the item up at Amazon?
Okay, so this is a tricky one, right? Should it count? It shouldn't, because someone, if you put up a shirt that says, you know, someone in Texas loves me, they don't automatically go back and think of, let me search for it again. Someone in Texas loves me. Let's bring up, we'll click this one. Remember, click TSDR. It'll bring up this page. And the current owner is Big Boy Music Incorporated. So if you have this on a shirt, you don't automatically think that the source of this phrase is Big Boy Music Incorporated, right? I don't. You probably don't. It's all a big mess, to be honest. But Amazon doesn't really care. They just don't want to be sued. So even if you put someone in Texas loves me without the explanation points, I would not put it on Amazon. And two, if you had one up and it did become trademarked at a later date, should you take it down? You're going to have to take it down because, again, Amazon is very risk averse, and they don't care that your product was up before the trademark happened. They just know that the trademark was granted and that they don't want to deal with it. So as much as that system is kind of, you know, not very good, it's the way that Amazon operates. Again, that's why we built some tools into Merch Informer. I can just go ahead and show you over here, trademarks, trademark alerts. This is just a test account, but I would come in here and enter in all the phrases that I have on shirts, and it's going to check every single day, hey, has something become trademarked? Or if you already have shirts up, you can actually upload your list of shirts, and it will go through each one and actually highlight what has become trademarked, what is trademarked. So, for example, this shirt right here says, eat pasta, run fasta, okay? Funny little design, but it just so happens that this right here is an actual trademark in the clothing category. And whoever shirt this is, which it's not mine, if the person that owns this trademark, so we'll come down here, we'll go to current owner. If Philip Prince ever goes to Amazon and says, hey, I own the trademark to eat pasta, run fasta, Amazon's going to say, okay, we're going to take all those shirts down, and you can work it out with those people. We don't want to deal with it. So I think that answers your question. It's an antiquated system. It's just something to keep an eye out on. It's not, if you're not purposely infringing on someone else's IP and you're doing your best to actually look this stuff up and make sure that you're doing everything right, there's really nothing that you need to worry about.
You could also change the wording a little bit too. I mean, there's creative ways of getting around that, especially with Texas. I mean, you could, instead of saying, in Texas, you could say Lone Star State.
Yep, or like this person did, they put, Houston, so instead of Texas.
Yeah, so there's different angles to be able to do stuff like that. So I do have some questions. First from Jonathan. Jonathan had some questions before we started. He said, I have a few questions for Neil, since I'm a relatively new Amazon Merch member, as well as a Merch Informer subscriber. So congratulations, he's part of your team. He works with you. If a member lacks Photoshop or Illustrator design skills, is using the Merch Informer design module exclusively? What tools, if any, can be used to create more attractive designs?
All right, so yes, I know a lot of people that use Merch Informer actually just use our designer. That's all they use, because Photoshop is pretty hard to learn. I can barely use it. I do have it. It's hard to learn. There's a steep learning curve. So if you're inside of Merch Informer here, okay, the Merch Designer is at the top. We created a complete drag and drop designer, so I'll go ahead and log in here. You have all your products to make sure that everything is exported in the correct dimensions. So we'll go ahead and select T-shirt here, which you see I've added a design. But there is a lot of different things you can do in this designer. So you pick your design, or excuse me, you'll pick your product, which I've already done. And I'll just run through these real quick. We have templates on the side, which kind of shows you how you can organize different text variants and different ways that you can actually organize pieces of your design. So don't just put one of these in there and hit download. Okay, this is just an example to show you what you can do. We have a bunch of clip art in here, completely free to use. We can put a zebra over here. And let me make the product white so you guys can see it. But so on and so forth. All that clip art is free to use. We have over 1,000 fonts in here, so you can add all of these and use those. But let's say you have a font that you really like. Maybe you use it on your private label products. Maybe you bought it somewhere else. You can upload those as well. So that demonstrates that. Once you have fonts in here, you can edit the text. You can change all the colors. There's a color picker here. You can do anything under the sun to make sure that these look good. Coming back up, let's say you actually have a design. You paid someone else for it, which is what I typically do. I pay other people to create design elements or full designs for me, and then I'll add them to the Merch Informer designer and maybe make a few changes. So you can just drag and drop things in here, which I've already done. Here's a design. I can resize it. Or maybe I just got this pumpkin back, this pumpkin nurse thing, with no text. I could come in here, add my own text, change the text a few times, and boom, all of a sudden I have 3 or 4 unique designs that each say different things, but I'm using the same design elements. So that's something you can do. So we have shapes in here. If you are an actual artist, which I am not, you can come in here and do some free drawing, but that is super ugly. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that. We have a layers tab. So a lot of the stuff you can do in Photoshop at a more basic level, you can do in here, and it's all based on just dragging and dropping things around, which is very, very, very helpful. There's pretty much no learning curve. I mean, a few minutes in here just playing around with things, you'd be able to figure out something and create your first design. But if you are trying to create your very first design, I would just do text-based. I'd come over here, I'd pick a font that I like. So here's a font. And I would come in here and I would say the JB Show. Okay, there we go. We come in here, make it red, whatever you want. And then when you're done, okay, all you do is come up here, click download. It's going to download it straight to your computer. And here is the file that you'd upload to Amazon. That's it. So pretty simple. I would definitely recommend starting with text-based designs only, just to get a few up and learn the process. Once you've learned, okay, how do I create a design? That's pretty easy. Once you get the design up, okay, you have to fill in 5 boxes. Now there's a product live on Amazon. Now let's figure out what people want to buy. Then you can actually get more into it and create more unique designs with, say, design elements, so on and so forth. But that's pretty much our designer in a quick 30 seconds.
Awesome. Then another question. What is the best strategy for uncovering unsaturated niches?
So my favorite strategy is, one, I will find something with a huge demand. So just going back to merch research, I want to find a big niche that has a lot of buyers and a lot of competition. Okay, that sounds wrong. You don't want to go to where there's tons of competition, but I want to figure out where the money is. Okay, so in the example, we searched for dog. Okay, 20,000 plus different designs for the keyword dog. All right, and I can go through and I can see that so many of these have reviews, which means that people are buying them, people are reviewing them, people are making money. And once I found that the dog niche as a whole makes money, I really like to use that Pinterest example. So if we come back here, I'm going to show you in the Social Hunter. We'll go to Pinterest. We'll just type in funny dog, and we'll let this run here for a minute. I'm going to come over here, and I've already typed in funny dog quote. But what I'm looking for is I'm trying to find a phrase that, makes me chuckle, makes me laugh a little bit, other people would find funny. It's in the big niche of dogs, and then I'll run that phrase through merch research again, and then if I see, say, 10 designs, or better yet, 0 designs, I know it's in a big niche where there's big money, but I've niched it down where there's no actual designs like that on Amazon, and I can actually be unique and get in front of the right customers. So we come back here. I do a lot of my searches inside a Merchant Informer simply for the reason of you can search Pinterest or Etsy, but it allows you to sort these results by comments or repins. So if you've ever used Pinterest before, comments and repins are going to give you social proof that people actually like or find the product funny. So if I sort these by, say, repins, that means that someone took it, repinned it to their own Pinterest. I'll come down here. This one right here, hi, my name is Stop That, but sometimes they call me Get Back Here. Okay, kind of a funny phrase related to dogs. 3 people repinned it to their board. So that is definitely something that you could create a design on. Maybe you take this phrase, you put it on a shirt, okay, in the designer, in any designer you have. Maybe you hire someone or you find a dog clip art, you put it in the middle, download it, upload it, and there you go. Unique design on Amazon that no one else is selling.
Now, would you check on these phrases to make sure that I know they're on Pinterest, but
yes,
if anybody's trademarked them?
Yeah, so that is what I would do probably before I created the design, or at the very least before you click review on Amazon. So you definitely want to come over to Tess. I don't think I have it open. So for example, my name is Stop That. Okay, so I might go to the basic word mark search, and my name is Stop That. Submit query, and this is what you want to see. Okay, no records. It's not on the trademark electronic search system. No one's trademarked that specific part. But that's not all you'd want to do. You'd want to come back here. Sometimes they call me Get Back Here. Okay, so you want to search for all parts of this phrase. Sometimes they call me Get Back Here. All right. Again, nothing trademarked, so that's good. But when you're uploading to Merch by Amazon, that's just, say, the title of your shirt. You want to do all these trademark checks for everything inside of your actual listing as well.
And the great thing, you could do this manually like what Neil's showing you, but the great thing is that his tool inside does all this for them, correct?
Yeah, so once you put up a product, or if you're just trying to, you already have products live and you want to track them, over here in the trademarks, you have trademark alerts. So what this is going to do is you'll put in all the phrases, okay, that you have up here, and it's going to tell you, is it safe, is it not safe, and then it's going to check every single day for you. So the reason we built this was when we first started, I'd put up a bunch of shirts, and then 10 months later, I'd get Amazon getting mad at me because someone had trademarked it, 6 months after I put the shirt up, and when they finally got the trademark, they took them down. I'm sitting there going, well, how am I supposed to know? I have thousands of T-shirts up there. What am I going to do? So we built this to either track trademarks every day. So if you come in here and you look and you go, oh my gosh, catnip kicks in. It's no longer green. I can go in, I can find my shirt, change it up, remove it, so on and so forth. Or if you already have shirts, you can include the ASIN over here, upload a little file, which will then track all of the things that you care about, the title, the features, and the description, to make sure that in the future, if something does become trademarked, you actually know about it.
Great. Another question. Having used the Merch Informer listing optimizer and haven't made any sales yet, are there any recommendations you have to gain traction? Great question.
Yeah, so the first thing I would do is make sure your designs are good. Now, when I say that, it's very, very subjective, right? I think all my designs are great, but that's probably a big load of BS. So what I like to do, if I can't get a shirt taking off that I know is in a niche that should be selling, I'll just message it to like 4 or 5 people and say, what do you think of this design? Like, give me your honest feedback, all right? And if people are being honest, they'll usually tell you, what they would change, what they like, what they hate about it. But if you get some good feedback that it's good, try to put some marketing behind it. So, I'm a huge fan of Pinterest. There's a lot of posts on the Merch Informer blog that I basically break down how you can actually advertise your stuff on Pinterest for free and get in front of people. If you have access to Amazon advertising, I might start with, say, a few dollars a day, see if you can get some more eyeballs on that product. And if it sells, otherwise turn the ads off. You don't want to be wasting money. But one, make sure you actually get some objective feedback on your design. 2, market your design. And 3, put some advertising spend on it. And 4, I would say if none of that works, but you do have a good design, go back in and try to optimize your listings for keywords that are getting people in front of that. So, for example, if you were doing a dog, a funny Thanksgiving dog t-shirt, right? I would go in, I'd look in Merch Informer, I'd find the best-selling Thanksgiving dog designs, and I'd look at what keywords they're using. I don't copy and paste their bullet points, but look at what keywords are kind of worked into those bullet points, and then use the same ones in your listing to try to get in front of the right audience.
All right, we have another question. Do you feel it's required that a T10 member invest in advertising? It seems illogical due to having only 10 slots available.
Yeah, so when you're tier 10, which means you can only upload 10 designs and that's it, it's very, very difficult. I will give you that. First thing I would do is, if you're in the smaller tiers, focus on holidays and trends. So Christmas is coming up, Thanksgiving. It's probably too late for Thanksgiving, but Christmas is coming up, big shopping season. Focus on those kind of niches, okay? Because that, if you can get traction or you can sell 1 or 2 of those, that's going to be enough to get you bumped up to the next level, which is 25 slots. Once you are, I'd say probably around tier 100, which means you have 100 slots available. That's probably when I would transition into more evergreen shirts, which means they'll sell year in and year out. But if you're in the smaller niches, or smaller tiers, advertising can be helpful if you have a good design. I know I keep going back to that. It's pretty subjective. If you can get access to it. If you can't get access to it, free advertising is where I'd spend my time. So that means going into Facebook groups. If you're in a big dog Facebook group, put your link up there and say, hey guys, I created this. Do you have any suggestions for me? Get a bunch of opinions, get a bunch of feedback. Use Pinterest. There's a lot of free methods that you can do to get those sales without actually having to spend any money. If you want to spend money, though, you can always just buy the shirts yourself, and they'll tier you up. Donate those shirts to a charity. There's a tax write-off for you. I mean, there's a lot that you can do. It just depends on kind of what angles you want to take.
Here's a great question. I know the answer to this one, but I'll let you answer it. Why merch by Amazon over FBA?
Oh, a ton of reasons. One, I don't have to speak to any customers ever. Okay, that means that if there's a misprint, if there's a misprint, if there's a weird smell on it, if they ship the wrong shirt for some reason, I don't have to deal with any of that. I don't lose any money when they screw up. There's zero inventory, which means that I don't actually have to put anything in a warehouse. It means that I don't have to spend a ton of money on product, because when I did FBA, it was a constant money struggle. Like, okay, money's coming in, but I have to reorder product, and you have to manage all of that cash flow. There's none of that. There's literally upload a file and get paid. So it basically cuts out all of the other stuff that you might not want to deal with. And this doesn't have to be a full-time job. Like, I have a lot of friends now that do FBA as their main business, and then they'll make a few $1,000s a month selling t-shirts on the side. Because it's really, I don't want to say it's passive, because you still have to do the work and do the research and upload. But once you put in the work and you have all of these assets on Amazon selling for you on the side, that's literally all there is to it. You don't have to put any more time into it if you don't want to.
I have a question for you, because this is something that comes up a lot with a lot of my questions I get from guests from my shows about, is merch by Amazon a sellable business?
Well, it depends. Okay, so we have sold a few in the past. They have since updated their terms of service to say that it is not, an account is not sellable. However, big caveat here, if you read through all the legal jargon, there is still a few sentences in there about selling a business. So if you can transfer ownership of an actual business to someone else, which is sellable, they can't really stop you for that. So if you have an LLC and you sell your LLC or your S Corp or C Corp to someone else, and it just so happens to have a Merch by Amazon business, then I'm not a lawyer, okay, so don't sue me or anything, but technically I believe that that is allowed and you're not breaking any rules. But the terms of service does say that an account is not sellable.
Who is your audience?
In what aspect? Who is my audience, or who is the audience of the people I'm selling to?
Yeah, who is the audience you're selling to?
That's going to depend on the niche that you're going into and the design you have. So, for example, I might have a design that, you know, is targeted towards 6-year-old girls that are playing basketball. Okay, because you can sell youth designs on Amazon. But at the same token, I might also be selling design to, you know, a retiree who is really into not Harley, because you can't infringe on that, but really into like motorcycles, right? So it's going to depend on what you want to sell, what you're interested in, what you put up on Merch by Amazon. And you can really differentiate that by changing your brand name, because they allow you to put anything you want in there. And you definitely don't want your like 6-year-old girly t-shirts next to your hardcore biker t-shirts. It just wouldn't really look right. So there's really an infinite amount of niches you can go into if you sit down and start finding out what people are actually buying.
Is Merch Informer only clothing, or can you put it on other things, or is that something that Merch Informer is looking into as far as diversifying into other stuff besides clothing?
Yeah, so Merch Informer, the software that we built, is basically going to track what Merch by Amazon brings out. So currently, if I head over to, say, the Merch Hunter, this is probably our most used feature. If I just don't do anything here and I click search, this is going to show you the best-selling Merch by Amazon t-shirts on Amazon at the current moment. Okay, so you can see that Thanksgiving's around the corner. This has a bestsellers rank of 3,000. Okay, they're selling a couple hundred a month. Very, very good. But the reason I show you this is we have categories up here. So it's going to be Merch by Amazon shirts. We do show t-shirts, long sleeve sweatshirts, hoodies, and pop sockets. So that's basically going to follow what they release. So if Merch by Amazon comes out and says, hey guys, we're releasing, I don't know, leggings or books or something like that, we will add it inside a Merch Informer. But the software itself is specifically for people who are selling on this platform, not so much, say, FBA or private label.
Okay. Deborah has a question. She says, can I post the tees on my own website as well?
Yes. Yeah, so there's no exclusivity. If I can speak correctly, with Merch by Amazon, you can sell on any platform you want. So why that's really cool is that there's a ton of print-on-demand platforms, right? You can create one design, so you have one PNG file. You can upload that to Amazon. You can upload, if you really wanted to, you could upload that to Seller Central and use some other company to fulfill. Okay, you could upload that to Teespring. You could upload it to Redbubble. You could upload it to Society6, Cafe Press, Zazzle, so on and so forth. And you can take that one design and put it across hundreds of different products on multiple different platforms. So it's incredibly scalable. Whereas, say, physical products, that'd be a lot harder to do or a lot more time invested to get the same kind of spread on your products.
Okay, guys, any more questions that you guys have for Neil? These are good, great questions, by the way. All right, while they're thinking about that, we had a drawing, and let me see what Neil was giving away. Neil was giving away 2 yearly Merchant Former subscriptions. 2 people.
Yes, sir.
And
Yeah, so if anyone wants to get started, there is a free 3-day trial. So, I mean, you can come in here. First, don't even bother with the trial unless you've applied for Merch by Amazon, okay? Apply, and then use the 3-day trial to just bum around and see what's selling. So, Merch Hunter, go into this, okay? Click on search, and then just go through all these products and actually look like what are people spending their money on. I mean, look at this one, okay? It's an avocado cat. Completely kind of a stupid idea, but look at how much money these people are making. $20, okay, so they're making like $5 a shirt, and they're selling, you know, $300 a month. So you guys do the math on that. For one design, it's just a PNG file. It's definitely worth it to do either full-time or at the very least just look into it on the side.
all right, so the 2 winners of the subscription for 1 year, I think that's what I saw, yearly Merchant Former subscription, are Deborah Burley and Julie Winka. Congratulations to you 2.
Awesome.
And I will get that over to you, Neil. I'll get their emails over so that you can respond back to them.
All right.
Wendy says, great webinar. It was great when I was able to not be here because Neil did his thing and I just had to get back on. It was funny because before the webinar, Neil actually said, you know, I might have a shaky internet. I think he cursed me because I went right off right away.
Yep, mine's held on, so good job, Comcast.
Yeah, that's kind of, it was interesting. And I have fast internet too. I have, what is that called? Fiber optic stuff. So.
Oh, nice.
All right, Julie says, wow, awesome. Thank you, John and Neil. Deborah says, yay, thanks so much. Thank you guys for joining us today, as usual. We do have our shows on Monday. I think we have another show coming up next week. I'm not sure who the guest is going to be yet. We're still determining that, whether or not they're going to be able to make it. There might be some kind of thing that prevents it. There might be something that comes up. We're still working that out. But hopefully we'll have a show Monday. If not, we always have them on Mondays. Thanks, Neil, for being here. Guys, I posted the link in the actual chat to find out more about Merchant Former. You can click on that link and go there, and you can sign up, and Neil will take good care of you. Neil's been doing this for a while now. He knows his stuff. He's got all these designs that, I mean, I don't know when you came on, if you watched the whole webinar or not, but there's a lot of nice, neat tools in there that can change the designs, change the font. You can. The best part about it too is if you do have your own design, and you can get a design made by Fiverr. I mean, you can just send something to them and they can make a design for you real inexpensive. So, and you can upload your own design. So it's got a lot of features, a lot of things, and a lot of capabilities that you can do with it. So again, guys, thanks for being here as always. God bless. I hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Until next time, Neil, I'll give you the final word and then we'll be out of here. And Neil, you and your family as well. I hope you have a safe and happy holiday.
Yep, so thank you guys for joining. I really, really appreciate you sticking around, and have a happy Thanksgiving, and good luck out there. Hopefully we all have a good Q4.
All right, guys, the replay will be up shortly, either sometime later today or tomorrow. I look forward to my next show. Again, thank you. God bless, and we'll see you guys soon.